Hi guys, welcome to today's edition of QWrap, where we will be bringing you the latest developments of the day. So just cutting straight to it, today the major development has been in West Bengal, which has been rocked by protests by doctors in various hospitals, and many of you might know that the protests actually started 3 days back. And today the protests have spread across the state, and it actually all started at one of the state-run hospitals where two of the intern doctors were actually brutally assaulted by a patient's family, and after that the protests have spread across the state. And West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee even visited one of the hospitals where the protests were happening, and she told the protesting doctors that they should return to work as soon as possible, or otherwise they would face action. And she has in fact even alleged that there is a conspiracy of the CPIM and the BJP behind these protests. So let's go over to our colleague, to my colleague from Calcutta, Ishadrita, who will be getting you a timeline on what all has happened so far in West Bengal.
So the incident happened on Monday, which was the 10th of June. When a certain patient, Mohammed Shahid, was brought here at the NRS hospital in Kolkata, and at around 12:30, the patient is said to have passed away after multiple heart attacks in spite of doctors treating him. Now the patient party, the patient family at that point in time had alleged that the doctors were not doing their work properly, which is why there was some kind of altercation after the patient's death between the patient party and the junior doctors present over there. Now, according to the doctors who are on protest, after the patient party left from that place initially, they came back with what the doctors say was a mob of around 200 people who came in lorries, and they are said to have attacked the junior doctors who were on duty at NRS at this point in time. One doctor, Modi-jinping, who was an intern, who was a junior doctor, was grievously injured in the process when a brick hit his skull, causing a dent in his skull, and he has been in the ICU and has been under constant observation since then, even though we are getting reports now that his condition is stable and he is better. However, since this attack on Poribaho, NRS hospital, which is where we are now, saw widespread protests, first with junior doctors joining the protest, then senior doctors joining the protest, then the protests moving to almost all major government hospitals and medical colleges in Calcutta, and after that thereby to the rest of the state. And now we are hearing that the Indian Medical Association has also called for a countrywide protest tomorrow in order to show their solidarity with what has been happening in Kolkata. Meanwhile, the protesters have one demand really, just one really small demand, which is that they want the Chief Minister to come down here to NRS, which is the spot, and assure all the doctors who are on protest that such an incident of violence against doctors will not be repeated, and that doctors on duty, especially in government hospitals, will be given adequate security.
Thank you, Ishadrita. Now moving on to the next big news that has come in today. The 2 days after the wreckage of the AN-32 aircraft was found, and almost 10 days after it went missing, today the Indian Air Force confirmed that no survivors have been located at the crash site in the thickly forested area in Arunachal Pradesh. And in fact, they have identified the 13 people who were on the aircraft and confirmed that they have died, and even paid tributes to them. So I'll be moving on to my news desk, who has been tracking this particular piece of news, and Abhik has in fact been tracking this news very closely, so he'll be telling me what exactly has been happening as far as the AN-32 crash is concerned. Abhik.
So yeah, as Kabir said, that the bodies of the 13 people who were on board have been recovered. The Air Force first, they confirmed that there are no survivors from the crash, and later they also said that the bodies have been recovered and the black box has also been recovered. So now the Air Force is saying that they'll bring the bodies and the black box via a chopper. So yeah, that's the update. this is 10 days after the crash happened. There was very slim chances, and if I can scroll down, here are the names of the people who have martyred in this crash. So yeah, that's the update. 3rd June the crash happened. Today is 13 June. 2 days back the wreckage was first spotted.
So moving on to what our Prime Minister is doing. So after his first international visit after he assumed office as the Prime Minister to Maldives and Sri Lanka, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi today landed in Kyrgyzstan in Bishkek to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, where he's also slated to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping. And this is like the summit will be happening today, and tomorrow he'll also be holding a bilateral meeting with Kyrgyzstan with the Kyrgyzstan president. So we've also been tracking this news pretty closely, and right now I have with me Kriti, who will be telling us what are the latest developments which have been happening and what can we expect in the next few hours. Kriti.
Yeah, Kabir, you rightly said so. So this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first international big event that he'll be attending right after he assumed charge as the Prime Minister. This summit assumes significance essentially because so he'll be meeting Chinese President Xi Jinping, and later today, in fact right now as we speak, he is meeting Chinese President Xi Jinping, and later today he's also expected to meet Russian President Putin. Why this is important is because so Chinese President Xi Jinping is expected to he's expected to pitch for a united front against US President Donald Trump's so-called trade protectionism policies. It is important also because India is also been facing similar trade frictions just like China with the US, especially in the wake of the removal of the GSP beneficiary tag from India. So yeah, this assumes significance because a summit of this level is essentially like we expect it to address the major economic and international security issues. Another important thing, what's interesting to note in this year's summit is that Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and will be attending the summit for the first time, and in fact there will be no bilateral talks between PM Modi and Pak Prime Minister Imran Khan. India has reiterated on several occasions that terror and talks cannot go hand in hand. So yeah, we wait to see what's to come.
Okay, thank you, Kriti. So these are the latest developments from the Shanghai Cooperation Summit. Now moving on to the next big piece of news, which is from Gujarat. So Cyclone Vayu, it was announced earlier today, it would not be hitting the Gujarat coast, and there was some relief when the Met Department announced it. And but the state of Gujarat has remained cautious, and it has already evacuated 3 lakh people, and several trains have been cancelled, and a lot of flights have also been cancelled from the state of Gujarat. So my colleague Rahul Nair from Ahmedabad, he would be giving a sense of what exactly is happening in Gujarat as Cyclone Vayu passes through, or not passes through, but skirts through Gujarat. And here's Rahul Nair giving you the updates.
The Cyclone Vayu will not make landfall in coastal Saurashtra as the storm has changed direction today morning. However, the IMD has stated that the cyclone will skirt across the coast of Gir Somnath, Junagadh, Porbandar, Dwarka and the Union Territory of Diu, which will be accompanied by rains and rough seas. Now the government is still on high alert as 46 companies of the NDRF, 11 companies of the SDRF, 13 companies of the SRPF, 11 army columns, 2 BSF companies along with 300 marine commandos have been deployed across 10 coastal districts in the state. Now 2 teams from the Ahmedabad Fire Department have also been posted in Porbandar and Dwarka as well. The storm is around 150 kilometers from Verawal and around 210 kilometers from Porbandar, but the state government machinery has already evacuated around 3 lakh people who are living in the low-lying areas of the coast. Apart from this, 70 trains have been cancelled and airports in Porbandar, Diu, Bhavnagar, Keshod and Kandla were closed for the last 24 hours.
Thank you, Rahul. So now lastly, moving to our last bit of news, India is playing the World Cup and India is up against New Zealand today. So we have to obviously talk about what the status of the match is. And unfortunately, there is some bad news on that front, as the match was delayed due to rain in Nottingham, and India is up against a pretty formidable New Zealand side, who have been table toppers till now and have not lost a single match. So I have with me here Sumit, who will be giving us what exactly is happening, what are the latest updates, and what we can expect in the next few hours. Sumit.
Sorry to say, the bad news continues from Nottingham. It has again started raining. Like first inspection was at 3 p.m. It got delayed to 3:30. Then it got delayed to 4, and now it got delayed to 5. But I think it will further be delayed because it's again raining at Nottingham. And if it continues to rain like this, there's like very less possibility of a match being played.
Thank you, Sumit. So, if not the India-New Zealand match, then we can look forward to the India-Pakistan match, which will be happening on Sunday. And we will be bringing you all the live updates from that. And this is it for this edition of QWrap. Do log on to the Quint for all the other updates that you may be needing. Thank you so much. Do join us again.